Welcome back to the Snowpoint Cast. Today we're going to be looking at an episode, versus episode between myself and Trevor Read. I'm going to be on the left playing Jimmy Ballard's top 16 Sausage deck list, and Trevor Read is going to be on the right playing Karl Peters' top 32 World's Magfeon list, or Magmortar Leafeon. So yeah, we're going to start off here, drawing our 7, see what we got. I got a basic, see a Celio on that hand as well, so not a bad hand at all. Trevor's looking like a pretty decent hand as well. He's got the Mawile to start, as well as a Magmar that he can start attaching to, which is what you want to get your attaches off. So this is actually pretty decent start for Trevor. Mawile is one of your early support Pokemon that you do play, that you want in the active, so starting it is amazing because you just get to start setting up the game, and then your later game gets a little more consistent because you can start pulling your own prizes, which Trevor is going to be doing in this matchup. He's going to be flipping his own prizes to get more info on what he's got in there, because it's not really useful to flip mine. I get that information, that's not good. So go for the coin flip, I win the coin flip, shake hands, and we're off to the races. So I'm going to go Shuppet and bench a Chansey, and then drop return. I have that Banette in hand, so that's actually a great into turn 2. I'm going to go attach on the Shuppet, which it's not bad. I'm kind of setting up for the attack with Banette when I need to, but also I think having lots of energy on the Blissey. This is one of the first times I actually played this deck. I think just loading on energy onto the Blissey is like really good. And then I am gonna search my deck for that. I guess if I have a TV reporter in my hand, I can go TV reporter and then hit for 80, which is kind of good. But I think that Mawile is resistant to Psychic as well, so using the first Ghost Head to drop some damage counters on first, might have been, I don't know. The attacher's not bad though. I mean, I might not have Blissey in my hand either, but I just the Blissey is so crazy when it gets a million energy attached. You can just sweep because it's so tanky as well. 130. So Trevor's gonna go for a Roseanne's Research. Gonna grab himself a probably a Fire Energy unless he's got one in hand, and then probably also an Eevee. Oh, a Baltoy, yeah, that makes sense. He's gonna want to do some draw in here, so he's gonna find a Baltoy and a Fire. Gonna get us attached for turn, so that's definitely going to be good. Getting your attaches for turn is very important. And then he's probably going to go for a pick out here with Mawile to see if he can snipe a prize. Snipe a supporter off the prizes, rather, because if he can get that, you know, getting the Baltoy down. I don't know if he has a Claydol in hand, but it's seeming like he might not. Might have a Bebe in hand. It's still worth to potentially try to refresh your hand or gain more things in your hand. So he does have a Castaway, but that still puts him 2 turns out, so not amazing. Yeah, he's got the Cessation Crystal as well, so not sure. Could go... Yeah, you're gonna drop the Crystal Beach just to get it out of there. We both play it, so it doesn't really make sense not to play it. And then drop the Cess on the active. That also kind of locks you out too, so it's kind of risky. Especially if he is not... like, he's got the Castaway for the Celio, for the Claydol. It's 2 turns away, but it's still technically there. Oh, but he flips a Wager with the pick out, so he's gonna go... Team Galactic's Wager and use it with the pick out, so that's kind of interesting. I'm gonna put my top deck back. I didn't expect him to flip a prize. We go RPS, go for the reset. That was a little slow, but the easy head game, and we get the 6. Throw the scissors, switch into paper. It's kind of read. Sometimes you read your opponent is really good and they'll switch, and sometimes I don't know, there's levels, and sometimes you just throw in hit, and this time I hit the 6. So clutch. Definitely nice to be able to shuffle draw 6. I don't think I had a ton off my hand. I did have that Banette, and I might have a TV reporter as well, so kind of changes things up. This is why the Psychic attach might have been better on the Chansey, because you know, then no matter what I still have the option to Ghost Head because it's free, but you're always building energy. That now if I like don't I didn't expect to get disrupted by Wager though, and I do have that Blissey, which is also very nice. That's gonna start to be a threat pretty quick here, especially if this Banette goes down. I'm gonna start being able to accelerate the energy from it. And that's kind of the point, I think, with this deck, is you just like know your Banettes are gonna go down, but you don't really care. You're like, okay, well my Banettes can go down, but also that kind of benefits me in 2 ways, because it gets energy in the discard. Oh, there's a TV reporter as well. So do you have a get the energy in the discard? Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe not. Draw the 3 first, yeah, and then see what you get. Yeah, and then discard the energy. So that's super fine. Setting up for that attack with Blissey, the energy. I don't remember the name of the attack. Show it on the screen whenever it dropped, but yeah, gonna get the knockout with Ghost Head here, and Trevor's gonna be able to take the return KO here with this Magmar. This Magmar is actually so good. Like 1 for 20 is pretty significant damage on a basic. Like it's got 70 HP. That's like a really good exchange. I remember, what was it? Hitmonchan, I think. That was like the 1 for 20, and then people like popped off of that. Might have been 1 for 30, actually, I don't remember. No, I think it was 1 for 20, which is like, this isn't that far off from that format. Like, it's EXR, so it's a little bit more, but this is also just like a basic, so that evolves into better Pokemon. So having a useful attack on that Pokemon is nice. And Trevor's going to go for a Celios for a Claydol here. He's going to start drawing. If he can, he probably wants to start, wants to find that Magmortar, because Magmortar can kill me as well, but then it also has a little more HP, and if you start attaching energy to it, you can maybe survive a 3-shot potentially, depending on how much energy I get on this Blissey. But looking for a fresh draw 5, and he did hit the Magmortar, so that's really nice for Trev. He's going to be able to knock out here with, I think it's Flame Blast, Fire Blast, one of those. The really good attack on it, the first attack, that for one fire, yeah, 1 fire does 20 times the amount of fire attached. So I'm gonna go for a Blissey and then a Roseanne, find a Shuppet. We're just gonna swing on this Magmortar. I think we're gonna 2-shot it because we go 20 plus 10 for each energy touch of Blissey. So we're gonna go 40. Well, he's got the heal too, which kind of sucks. The heal is on the Magmortar. I forget the name of the Pokebody, but whatever, you attach a fire energy to it, or it might be any energy. I think it's a fire energy. You heal 20, which is like pretty good. And then I'm gonna get a Chansey as well, just kind of setting up a Pokemon here. Don't really have much of a board, but this Blissey is gonna be able to tank at least 2 hits. I'm gonna go Cessation Crystal as well, kind of lock it down. Attach the energy, gonna be doing 50 this turn. And then next turn, depending on if Trev has an energy, I have a Cessation Crystal, so it shuts down his healing, which is actually pretty important here to be able to shut the healing off. If I go shut the healing off, go 50, then next turn I can go attach, accelerate from discard, and then kill if he doesn't find the level X this turn. So it's pretty good. But being able to shut the healing is actually big, because if he has that fire energy, so if he would have been able to heal that 20, it would have been a pretty deadly blow, because I wouldn't be able to one-shot the Magmortar next turn, and Trevor would probably be 2-shotting me at that point. 60. He might be. He needs another attach, but he definitely potentially could be. Oh yeah, and then he attached after, right? And then since the Cess is not the active, he gets that heal, which is really nice. And then if he has another warp point here, so he might even just go in for the double warp point to be able to switch back. Yeah, and I know he's got the energy, and I know he's going to swing for a 2-shot here, so I really don't want to have that as an option on my Blissey. I'm just going to chuck up something that he can potentially knock out. Might just chuck up the Shuppet, because the Chansey has so much HP. Which is why I was switching around. I was like, which one's best for me? And then I was like, oh, like if he's got another warp point. I didn't know this, but I was just thinking, like, if he did. I know the deck plays like 4 warp points, so he's gonna go for the E removal, and he's gonna go for the tails, which does suck. E removal there would be pretty good. Being able to, it's funny because I was talking with Karl, and he was talking about like how he thinks this matchup is kind of bad for Magmortar, because Blissey is kind of hard to handle, because it just like you energy removal and then it just accelerates it back. But I think if you're at a board position like this where you can stop them from 2-shotting you, like an energy removal here so it does 40 is pretty bad, because it means 2-shotting turns into 3-shotting, and then if they're 3-shotting you, you can 2-shot them back, and then all of a sudden you're trading positively, right? So I think there are really crucial turns where energy removal, I can definitely see how it can be frustrating for sure to have energy removal be a lot less useful, but I think that there's still some really clutch turns that you could I'm gonna check the Blissey active. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Not super fine. That yeah, they just got 30 on it, but like I just want people to kill him this turn, which sucks. I don't know if I guess just swinging into the Magmortar level X, because I have to 3-shot it now that's level X anyway, so I would have had to 3-shot it anyway, but now I like really have to 3-shot it. At least Trevor's probably not gonna be able to get that heal here, and he's gonna line up for a 2-shot on me. Yeah, so Trevor's got some attacking options here. He could go the Fire Blast for 50 or 60. He also has the option to, I forget the name of the second attack, but it goes 40 to the active and then 220 snipes, which sets up the Shuppet for a KO with the snipe, which is kind of cool. I mean, you're 2-shotting that Blissey anyway, but I think, oh no, it's 1 off then. So yeah, he's just gonna hit the active, which makes sense. He needs to hit that 60. 40's too little. And I do find another Blissey there, so it's actually really nice. I got another backup Blissey that I can start loading up onto here. I have another attacker that is gonna be able to do me some stuff. And I'm also probably gonna be able to find a Shuppet here, which is also great because that's free damage. I don't have any energy on this Blissey, so if I'm not able to find any energy, it means that at least the Banette is going to be able to go up and attack and Ghost Head for 70 or maybe 80 potentially if he gets a knockout. I don't think Ghost Heading for the knockout is like the knockout on your own Banette is ever worth it unless you're like taking a knockout on another Pokemon, but depending on the board position it can definitely be worth it. It's just usually you do it to 70, leave yourself with 10 because then they have to waste a turn attacking you, but also Magmortar has some options there, like you can just go like if he has another, Trevor has another Warp Point, then he can go Warp Point. And yeah, so I'm just gonna attach there to the Blissey and then swing. Trevor's gonna go for a Castaway here. Castaway's such a good card. He's gonna put Trevor back into the game because he's gonna have a Cessation Crystal option if he wants to start locking at some point. And then not that I really use abilities, but like the Cess is really hurting Trev here a lot more than it's hurting me. There's like 3 abilities right now that Trevor's not able to use. Not that it's really gonna matter, I don't think, because he's got the Fire Energy in hand anyway. So. And the Castaway, so he would have been for sure hitting this turn. He's gonna go for the maybe the Celio. It could be good. Copycat. Nah, I don't have that many cards in my hand, so Copycat's probably not that good. Maybe like I don't know what Pokemon you even really want to find. Maybe another Magmar. Oh yeah, Roseanne. That makes sense because you want an energy. Yeah, I think that's really good. Fire and a Roseanne, because then that sets you up for energy for next turn. Yeah, I think Roseanne is probably the best one. Maybe. This is a tough one. Castaway is so tricky because it's like Cyrus Conspiracy in the way that you have to choose 3 cards every time. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the Roseanne. So I think that's probably the correct play. Let's go for the double energy option as well if that's something that you want to do. But also Trev is got a Leafeon here, so he might be able to do something with his Leafeon. He's gonna lock up, which I don't know if I love, to be honest, because now if I don't have a Cessation Crystal, Trevor's locking himself out of his own abilities. Maybe like I don't know. There's just nothing really that I can use my deck that I don't know, but I do have this Blissey and I do have this Banette as well, so I could send either up, but either are gonna KO here. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna put the multi on the Banette, so I'm setting up for a not Ghost Head, whatever the second one. The second attack on Banette. I forget the attack name. There's so many Pokemon, so I'm gonna discard the Mew, useless card in this matchup. Draw 3. I just know I'm not gonna need that. Yeah, actually I might need that more, but it's just not. I'm never going to play the Crystal Beach, so I may as well keep the Mew, because there's like pretty much no situation where I use the Mew, but still better to have it, I guess. Actually, there could be with a... No, I already used my multi, because you could copy, but... I'm just going to take the KO here with this Blissey, going to put a tank up, and yeah, Blissey is putting in work. Blissey's... I can totally understand what Karl meant when he... talking about Blissey being hard to deal with, because now I don't really know where Trevor goes from here. He's probably gonna go Roseanne for a Grass so that he can attack, and then maybe another Magmar. Yeah, Magmar's a good plan for sure. Now this Magmortar's gone down, but yeah, I think he's like, this is a difficult position because now I got 2 really viable attackers that can deal pretty mad damage pretty quick. Oh, he's gonna go for a double. Does he have? I guess he's already got the attach. Oh, and he got the wager as well, so that's actually really nice. He's going to be able to wager again and potentially drop to 6, which is really nice. He does have access to this Claydol as well, so he can definitely Claydol this turn as well. Probably going to do that. Drop an energy, and then yeah, energy on the Magmar, and then Claydol 2 or 1. He's going to go for 1, and he's going to keep the wager because that's just safe. Keep the supporter. Oh no, he's gonna go for all 6. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I guess he just doesn't want to wager this turn, but you're gonna go for the full 6. He didn't hit an energy. Did hit a Warp Point, which is kind of nice, but not really anything amazing there. Just gonna go for the pass. And I'm gonna go for the attach on the Banette, and I'm also accelerating to the Blissey here, so now I have 2 fully powered up attackers that are both capable of dealing lots of damage. This Blissey's gonna be dealing 50 this turn. And I put a Mew there just in case I need to chuck something up active if for some reason like Trevor can go, he needs to go like level X, Warp Point, No, like that. Even then, he doesn't have that. But I'm just making sure it's like a warp point target in case I don't want to chuck the Bennett active. You usually want to put something else just so you don't have to risk your energy if you don't want to. Like I don't want that energy going down. I'd rather just chuck the Mew up and have it die and keep the energy so they can attack. So yeah, and then we're gonna go for a copycat for 6, which is pretty good for sure. Shuffle draw 6 has always been good. Put a Cess on there, get that out of there, get the Claydol shut off, get that Leafeon shut off if it comes out. Same with the Magmortar. And then I'm just going to swing from 50 here. He's got a couple dead cards in his hand. He pulled 2 Crystal Beach and a Cessation Crystal off of that 6, which is like... They're not super useful cards. They are... I guess they do have uses, but he definitely doesn't want to have a Cessation Crystal on like any of his Pokemon, really. He might thin it, but... It's like just not worth it. He does have that Steven's Advice, which is kind of nice. Draw 3, I guess, if you can burn some cards down in his hand. He's gonna play that Night Maintenance. Probably gonna get the Magmortar X. Yeah, the Magmortar X, maybe a couple fires, 2 fires maybe. Might get the other Magmortar as well, depending on what's prized. Fire, probably just another fire. Makes the most sense, I think. Unless he's gonna go... Oh, he's gonna go Magmar, Magmortar. Interesting. So... Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so he's got another Magmortar in the deck, and then he also has a Magmar. So he has another 1/1 line in case he wants to use it, which is smart. Good usage. And he does have access to that Magmortar level X because the deck does play a Premier Ball as well, so you can get that out of the discard in another way. So Trevor's definitely just playing super optimal right now, and he does go for that warp point. I benched the Mew the turn before, except I'm just going to chuck up the Bennett, I guess, because I don't really care. And I think this Blissey has a lot of the energy in the discard, so having the energy go down isn't that bad. And also, the Bennett is just really good, because the more Bennetts you have in your discard, the more late game, if you can sweep with one, you can just shuffle one Bennett back, unless it's shuffle all. I think it's shuffle one, though. But maybe it's all, I don't know. I'll look it up. Yeah, so Trevor is going to go for the, get the Cessation Crystal on that Claydol, because the Claydol's not ever going to be active, so I guess that makes sense, but... Just thinning... He does have a Celio, and he's got this Stevens, so he's going to Stevens for 3 and see what he can find here, see if he can get anything going. He kind of has the Magmortar, but he needs an attach pretty bad this turn, and he really wants to find the Magmortar as well, so... But he does have that Celio, he just really wants the attach, honestly. Even the grass attached to attack with Leafeon, which is what Trevor's going to do. So yeah, so he's got the grass. He missed the fire. Probably would have gone for fire on Magmar, or Magmortar now, rather. But even then, yeah, it's not too bad either, like going for the take less. He's going to discard the multi there. Not that that really matters. And then, yeah, he's just going to hit me with a little bit of a swing there. And kind of opens himself up for some options here. Next turn, if he can hit Leafeon, he can go Leafeon level X. Energy forcing KO with Fire Blast, which is pretty good. So see what he's got here. Might have some cards in his hand. He does have access to Claydol again if I'm not able to find a Cessation Crystal, so that might be worth it. But I'm going to go for a warp point so I can make sure that's not an option. Going to put the Cessation Crystal active, and Trevor doesn't have any really good things to put up here. He doesn't want to put the Magmortar up. The Leafeon's damaged, so I'm going to swing and kill it. And yeah, but he's probably gonna have to do that, honestly. Like, you have to chuck the Leafeon up. It sucks, but you can't really... Oh, I guess you could chuck the Claydol up. Yeah, he's just chucking the Claydol up. Alright. Might have a warp point in his hand as well, because then he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'm not gonna kill the Claydol this turn, so that's actually probably the best if Trev has a warp point in his hand. So we'll see what he can get there. I'm gonna be 10 short of a knockout on this guy this turn. Can do 70 damage, but not 80, which is the HP. So I'm gonna grab a Shuppet as well. Prepping for that late game Bennett in case I need it, and as well as another chance because, you know, there's still gonna be energy in the discard, and single attach is such a good move. Yeah, the Blissey, such an energy efficient attacker. So against the energy move, I can totally see that it's like not really working out. Even though Trevor's not flipped very many heads, I don't think they would have been crazy impactful either way, to be honest. So I'm just going to go for a bench on the Shuppet and the Chansey. Gonna go for the energy attach on Bennett because we're not one-shotting this Claydol anyway, so it doesn't really make sense to invest into it. So we're just gonna swing for 60, and then yeah, it gives us some options for sure. Trevor's gonna go for Steven's advice. I don't think. Well, he might have the warp point still because he can play it after, but he might be digging for the warp point here as well. Chuck Claydol active might be might have been just the best call that Trevor had because he might have a plan where he goes Leafeon, something, I don't know. He could have some kind of mega plan going on. He does have a ton of energy in this hand, so it would really benefit him if he needs to get rid of this Blissey, and then he needs to find a Leafeon, and then he can maybe start getting some Meg Mortar attacks off again here. But he's gonna have to deal with this Blissey first. It's starting to be pretty deadly. This Blissey's hitting for 60 right now, which is pretty good. And he's just gonna keep getting stronger, keep getting bigger every turn. So I'm gonna go for a Castaway. This is great. Gonna be able to find another Cessation Crystal in case whoever's able to find a way to get rid of this Blissey. I'm gonna be able to keep the lock going, which is pretty cool. Part of me thought about like retreating here, but Blissey's retreat is so heavy and you lose so much energy that it's just like not even worth it. Because the Bennett would go down, but I could like attack for free, but it's just worth it. You just want to like load onto the Blissey anyway. I'm just gonna keep loaded onto the Blissey, and then it becomes a real threat when I can start one-shotting like Leafeons and Meg Mortars and stuff. So yeah, gonna go for a. I think the attach to the Blissey is probably correct. I don't remember what I do. The Shuppet's not bad, but yeah, I guess that's fine. But the thing about this is it doesn't allow for a one-shot on like the Meg Mortar the other turn, because then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have had 8. 1, 2. No, I guess that still doesn't allow for a one-shot, so this is fine because I did my math correctly. Even if I would attach to the active, I still would have missed the one-shot this next turn. So definitely worth it to have the energy on the Bennett or the Shuppet rather there instead of the Blissey, because the Blissey is gonna two-shot this Meg Mortar anyway. So yeah, definitely got some attackers lined up. Trevor's board is looking kind of not bad either. He's got a Rotom that he's gonna be able to maybe accelerate with if he needs to. It's kind of looking to the state where he might have to accelerate some energy here. But we'll see what Trev's got. Just gonna go for the attach on the Magmar and an energy removal. Go for the heads, and he's gonna hit it off the Shuppet, which makes a lot of sense. The thing is, you can't even target the Blissey, right? Like the Blissey is the big threat, but you can't even target it because it just gives you -10 for 1 turn. Like that's so not worth an energy removal. Is this still fine? If I'm able to find a Bennett, I can go like Bennett, Shadowhead some stuff. I'm ahead on prizes, which is really nice when you're ahead on prizes. It lets you go for sacrificial Bennetts, because if you're prize trading positively, like if you're even trading, the race is benefiting you because you're just gonna win to the end, right? If I only have 3 prizes left and he's got 4, then I don't know how he just beats that, unless he can get like a double prize turn or something, but it's kind of hard to set up. Could get it on the Shuppet, or the Shuppet, because it's got 20 though, so that could be something that he does here. Yeah, but I get the Blissey, and then I'm going to attach the energy to the Blissey as well, so that's another big tank that Trevor's going to have to deal with. Trevor's going to have to figure out how to deal with Blissey, Bennett, and a Shuppet. That is probably going to turn out to be a Bennett pretty quick. And that's just like, that's a big 4 prizes to have to deal with. Like the Blissey, 130 HP on the Blissey is so tanky, it's like very, very difficult. But he's getting that energy on the Meg Mortar. He's kind of lining up to be able to do some stuff here with the Meg Mortar. And he's going to put the Leafeon up. I don't know if he... Oh yeah, and then he puts the Leafeon up, and then it just dies. Yeah, because it's got 40 left, and then the Blissey comes up in Chaos, which is really nice. 4 point there, yeah. And so Trev's got another Meg Mortar as well, so I've got 2 prizes left. He's going to force me to run through 2 Meg Mortars, which... it's pretty tight. He is able to, if he's able to find the level X here, which you need a Premier Ball for, he could shoot the Blissey on the bench and get rid of all that energy, which would be pretty clutch. But also, you really needed to get a Leafeon in here, because then you would have some other warp points. As soon as you get that other Blissey out of the way, you can go warp point, and then Cessation Crystal lock isn't a thing anymore. They don't have another, like if I have double Cess, right? So no matter what, even if he warp points, I can choose to lock him out if I want to. But when you have that option to go warp point and then put a Leafeon up, level it up, and then get the 2 energy in 1 turn, it can definitely bring in a swing for sure. And I'm just, or Trevor's just thinking about playing conservatively with this fire energy here. He's thinking about putting it on the bench to make Mortar, which I think I like better. Oh, he's going for the active. Okay. Active's not bad, because he's not getting one shot here anyway, so he's gonna have another turn with it for sure. But yeah, I think attaching to the bench one's kind of decent too, because then it sets up, you can have this one attack, and then I don't know whether the investment to 4 here. I guess he might have access to Premier Ball next turn if he wants it. So we'll see what he's got in mind here. He also could go, no, because the Leafeon can't kill the Blissey. He's do 50 and it can't. Unless it, well, he could go Energy Stream KO the Leafeon level X attack, which could be a bit of a problem if he starts streaming with that and wipes it. Because if he goes Warp Point attached, then he's dealing 30 plus 10, 70, 80 a turn, which is pretty deadly. So we'll see what Trev's able to hit here. I'm just going to go for a swing on the Meg Mortar as well. 40. Just chilling. No more energy in the discard, so we're not going to accelerate anything. But I'm in a really nice position here. I don't really mind chipping this Meg Mortar for 40, having this Blissey go down, because it means that the other Blissey is still alive and it can come in. Unless Trevor is able to find that level X this turn. If he's able to find the Meg Mortar level X, then that Blissey will likely be going down. And then the following turn, this other Blissey will also be going down if Trevor hasn't attached. We're going to see what he's got here. Oh, promoting the Mew. Interesting. I kind of like that. I don't really love the idea of putting the Blissey up. I don't love the idea of giving him powers either, but I am so far ahead here that I don't think it really matters. I'm at 2 prices and Trev's at 4, so not really in a crazy awful position if I just put this Mew up and have it die, or even have it pass for turn. And the Rotom is going to come up and accelerate some energy here with the Rotom. Or Trevor's actually going to go for the attach from hand first. I think that's what this is. He's going to go for the attach on the Meg Mortar, and then he's going to go for the double attach with the Rotom, and now he's got 2 big Meg Mortars, which is kind of threatening for sure. If these Meg Mortars get to the point where they're just one-shotting, then that is definitely a big threat, and they're doing 60 and 80 damage respectively with the 3 and the 8 here, so Rotom's going to be a pivot and accelerate some energy. Really nice. Usually Leafeon plays that role, but Rotom is also great at playing that and does it for free, which let Trevor do the attach to the Meg Mortar and then also accelerate too. So he went 3 on a second Meg Mortar in 1 turn, which is a really great acceleration. I'm going to go for Cessation Crystal, Energy, and Copycat, setting up for next turn, and also being able to hit more lock stuff with the Cessation Crystal. So I know there will be some Pokemon going down, and I will be liking to keep the lock. I really don't want Trev healing. That can't be a thing. So I'm just going to attach, manually retreat here, go into, yeah, the Banette, which is pretty good, and then probably also Cessation Crystal this. I didn't Cessation Crystal that, but I definitely should have, but that's fine. So we're gonna, yeah, Ghost Head, get the knockout there, and then I have 1 more prize left, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy on the Blissey, so it's swinging for 70 right now, which is pretty good. But both of the Blisseys are pretty damaged, so that's also not great, but Leafeon will be able to kill here with its attack, but Trevor's going to send up the Meg Mortar as well. I kind of like the Leafeon going up, to be honest, because I don't know. Well, no, actually, because I can kill Leafeon, so that's actually bad, because then I win the game. So he's going to go for the energy there, and the Leafeon could be coming in for a sweep here, the Leafeon level X. So yeah, Trevor's going to go for the lineup knockout there, put 20 on each Blissey more, and then he is potentially setting up for a turn we can I don't know what he's gonna do. I think if I have Warp Point here, I have game, and I think I might have Warp Point. Deck plays 4 Warp Points, so it's so good. Warp Point does give me game. I need Warp Point energy, and I think I might have it. I'm gonna try to Copycat for it, but even if not, I'm in a pretty good position. Trev needs to take 3 more prizes, and I don't think he can get through all 3 of these guys. I'm gonna be able to Ghost Head for 80, or not Ghost Head, yeah, I should have done that last turn. The whatever Spiteful Pain or something, whatever the other Banette attack is, where you take a Banette and shuffle it back. Yeah, it's gonna go for that. Go for the Spiteful Pain, I think is the name of the attack, and then shuffle that back and just hit for 80 here. Set myself up for a knockout on pretty much anything on Trev's board next turn, if I do so desire. Unless you can kill this Blissey. If you can kill the big Blissey, then it potentially gives Trev an out. He needs energy level or Premier Ball. He has the energy, but he's not attaching to the active, which means, I mean, he can still retreat and then go on the other level X, and he's going to wager again to see if he can hit it. This is a very big wager to shoot and rock tie and scissors. Yes. Amazing. The meta. Jason Klaczynski, shoutouts. Fun fact about that card and rock, paper, scissors. So that card was in the deck that Jason Klaczynski won Worlds with in 2008, actually this year. And he read this massive book about rock, paper, scissors, and apparently he like never lost. Like he won a lot of his RPS games. And a fun statistic is most of the time males pick rock first and females pick scissors first. So I think it's like a really low like difference in percentage, but it's enough that like if you're against a guy, throw paper, and if you're against a girl, maybe try throwing rock, and maybe they'll go with the statistics. So Trevor's gonna go for the knockout here with this Leafeon, and I think that I just have it, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I have energy, yeah, night maintenance. To put those back. I don't even think that matters. I just need to go, yeah, Roseanne, energy, and then find the energy, attach energy, war point, because war point's a game. And a war point, yeah, and that's the game. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Magfeon versus or Karl Peters Magfeon versus Jimmy Ballard's top 16 U.S. Nats sausage list, and Karl's top 32 worlds list. If you have any questions about the decks, there is deck profiles in the description below. But also, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to them. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.